Hey folks, my name's Glenn Miller. You've got no idea who I am because this is the first video I've ever made. Um, but hopefully that'll change and we'll see how this goes, especially once I get over being nervous all the time. Um, I decided to start out by making a video to one of these contests. First of all, it gives you an easy structure, and second, I think it's a pretty good way to get to know people. I'll go back up and do one of the introduction videos though here momentarily after getting this one going. So I've actually missed the deadline for this one already. Uh-oh, strike one. And initially I intended this to be a response to h2vinyl and his contest of his birthday. That's today. Happy birthday, by the way, h2vinyl. But I'm going to see if I can go ahead and finish this and get it posted just to say that I've actually done something. What he's asking for is 5 labels that somehow impacted you as far as making you know about a band or an artist or a song or something like that. That doesn't work for me because I don't remember labels that way. I remember cool looking labels, but I don't really associate them with anything. So what I'm going to do instead is I've picked 5 labels over this past year that I think were kind of cool for one reason or another, or they were funny because I didn't think they did a whole lot, and just talk about them for a minute. First one is off of an album by Robert Randolph and the Family Band. Now these guys are fairly well known. I was kind of surprised to see that they're not on some major label, but evidently they're on some small thing called Dare Records, and you can barely see that if you know where to look on the rim of this label. But yeah, so anyway, Robert Randolph, really kind of energetic blues stuff I'd recommend. This is by what I think are 2 sisters, Kate and Anna McGargle, and this is from the 70s, 1977 to be exact. If you look at the label, it tells you absolutely nothing as far as how to get in contact with these people, who made this album. Well, it says something about Carthage Records. I haven't looked that up on Discogs, but I doubt very much I'm going to find anything on it. So these are the McGargle sisters. Their music is kind of, I don't know, Judy Collins, something like that kind of thing. Female shoegazing of the time or something, I guess you'd say. Next we have an album by Utah St. John. They were a local band to me, and they were actually the first band that I really kind of idolized as a kid. One thing you'll find out is I was a musician and had big dreams of making it big someday, and of course we all thought so. I'm sure Utah St. John did at the time. They were the first band that I ever snuck into to see. They were playing in the basement of a Pizza Hut. I, for whatever reason, was hanging around my dad's liquor store next door and decided to go to the Pizza Hut and saw these guys were playing, and somehow I managed to sneak by the doorman, even though I was supposed to be 18 and was probably 15 at the time. Their label here, such as it is, has absolutely nothing on it that'll give you any clue who they are, where they're from, anything like that. But they do have this cool little booklet of short stories that they included, and it does have some information as far as how to get hold of them and so on. So if you're smart enough, if you look deep enough, you could find out who they were, where they were, and stuff. Music is kind of like Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, something like that. You know, very thoughtful young men and going to change the world and doing great things and stuff like that. Album came out in 1980. I think they must have worked on it for almost a decade before they finally got it together. It's This next one is put out by something called feedbands.com that I'm really excited about, and I recommend that you check it out sometime. It's a subscription-based thing where you vote every month on what band you want them to actually produce a record of. And in this case, this is a group called Belladonna, and I have record number 431 of 600 that were made. I think this album art is just great. The label is based on the album art. Again, if you didn't have someone like me telling you about it, you'd have no idea what this is or who it's by or where to get it or anything like that. I think it says Feed Band somewhere, but if you don't know what that is, I don't know how you're ever going to put two and two together. Anyway, Feed Bands is who this is by. The music is kind of old-timey. One thing you'll find out about me as get further into this is I like really a lot of kind of old-fashioned music. This is kind of 1920s style stuff, you know, where it sounds like they're singing through a megaphone and so on. It's not like a retro thing, though, because it's very much new music. Excuse me, new music if you actually listen to it. Highly recommended. I like this album, and if you listen to this, you'll have an idea of the kind of stuff I'll be talking about a whole lot more. Last one I've got here is by another subscription service. This is a Vinyl Moon record. They're a little bit better known, I think, than Feed Bands is, and they come up with a theme every month. In this case, this is number 37, and it was Rebirth. They get an artist to make all the album, gatefold usually, some inserts sometimes, and the label and so on. And then the guy goes ahead and picks however many songs fit on his record that fit that theme and also fit together as a record. He's really kind of brilliant at it, and I really recommend you check it out that way, because this really does hold together as an album. But also I think their artwork is super cool. So anyway, this is my second attempt. The first one went too long, and YouTube or whoever rejected it. I'm not quite sure how that works. I'll figure this out more as I go along. But my channel is going to be called Last of the Boomers, and at least that's what it's called right now. And I'd like it if you'd go over there and subscribe. What do they always say? Hit that bell over here or whatever, and do the subscription thing and stuff like that. And hopefully I'll get better at this as we go along. Thanks.